Hi and welcome to Northern Slovakia and the High Tatras. Slovakia is such a beautiful country in Europe and one of the nicest places in Eastern Europe. If you are planning a nice vacation in Eastern Europe and are wondering what to do in Eastern Europe, or you are just looking for the best Europe travel ideas, this video is for you. Slovakia is definitely a place to see in Eastern Europe. And if you like affordable travel in Europe and a European country with less tourists, you will love Slovakia. What I like in Slovakia is the beautiful nature, historic cities, towns and villages, excellent food and super friendly people. Slovakia is one of those less known countries in Europe, but should definitely be part of your Eastern Europe travel. In today's video, I will take you on an amazing tour through Northern Slovakia. And I'm really excited about this travel video in Northern Slovakia, as it is no doubt one of the most beautiful regions of Europe. We will start the tour at the UNESCO World Heritage Site village of Vlkolínec, perhaps the most beautiful village in Slovakia. From there, we will travel up north to Orava Castle, the impressive fortress that is dramatically perched on a cliff and has served as a spooky film location for the very first Dracula movie ever filmed, Nosferatu. One can easily tell why Orava Castle was prone to become Dracula's home in Slovakia. From Orava Castle, we'll make our way to the most beautiful scenic view of Slovakia, the High Tatras. The High Tatras are the Slovakian version of the Swiss Alps and just as beautiful as Switzerland. Coming here should be on everyone's itinerary of an Eastern Europe trip. From the High Tatras, I will drive down the beautiful road to the northeastern part of Slovakia, where I will check out the beautiful wooden church of Hervatov and the impressive open-air museum of Svidnik, where I will take you through an amazing array of traditional houses and churches that reflect the historic architecture and culture of this region. From Svidnik, we will visit the town center of Bardejov, with one of the most amazing medieval town squares I've seen anywhere. They even have a reference to their very own henchmen. Lastly, we will explore yet another UNESCO World Heritage Site, the world-famous Spiš Castle. Spiš Castle is Slovakia's largest castle and the largest castle in Europe by area. The ruins of this impressive fortification are a must-see. So, lots of exciting places, and they're possibly amongst the nicest places to visit in Europe.
Lots to see, beautiful nature, fantastic towns and lots of history. Let's check it out.
The first stop of my tour is Vlkolínec. Vlkolínec was first mentioned in 1376 and has been listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1993. This beautiful village is one of 10 Slovak villages that have been given the status of folk architecture reservations. It is not a museum, but a remarkably intact village showcasing colorful log houses, the folk countryside architecture of the region of the Northern Carpathians. This village consists of more than 45 log houses, each of them made out of 2 or 3 rooms. A wooden belfry from the 18th century as well as the Baroque chapel have also been preserved. 2 houses are turned into a small folk museum showing some of the instruments of daily life and work. The Japanese Association of Travel Agents has even included Vlkolínec as one of the 30 most beautiful towns in Europe. About a 45-minute drive up north, passing some amazing ski resorts, I'm going to head to Dracula's home in Slovakia, the awe-inspiring Orava Castle. Let's check it out. Orava Castle, or Orava Hrad in Slovak language, is situated on a high rock above Orava River in the village of Oravský Počemok. It is considered to be one of the most beautiful castles in Slovakia. The castle was built in the Kingdom of Hungary in the 13th century. But it became world famous with the 1922 film Nosferatu, for which many of the scenes were filmed here, as Orava Castle represented Count Orlok's Transylvanian castle. Fast forward almost 100 years later, and the castle was again used as a Dracula's castle for the 2020 TV adaptation of Bram Stoker's novel Dracula. Let's head up on the steep walk to the very top of the castle, which is perched on a dramatic rock formation 520 meters high above Orava River. My visit to Orava Castle was one of the many highlights of my trip to Slovakia. But there's more to come. From Orava Castle, let's head to one of the most beautiful areas of Slovakia, the mountainous region of the High Tatras, which is a 2-hour drive away.
So when you come to Slovakia, you have to check out the High Tatras. It's beautiful here, fresh air. It's a great sunny day as well. And as you can see, lots of nature, lots of families as well. And just a perfect destination for a relaxed day. Let's check it out.
The High Tatras, or Vysoke Tatry in Slovak, are a mountain range in northern Slovakia bordering Poland. The High Tatras are home to 29 mountain peaks over 2,500 meters or 8,200 feet and are the only mountain ranges with an alpine character in the entire 1,200 kilometers or 750 miles long Carpathian mountain system. The highest peak reaches a whopping 2,600 meters, that's 8,700 feet. Quite a few rare animals call the High Tatras their home, including the endemic goat antelope, the Eurasian brown bear, marten, wolf and fox. But what makes the High Tatras really special and a popular tourist destination for local and international travelers is the stunning landscape, the beautiful scenery with a picture-perfect mountain lake that invites for great walks or a paddle tour. You will find excellent tourist infrastructure here, ranging from smaller boutique hotels and apartment complexes to high-end 5-star international hotels. Let's check out the beauty of the High Tatras on this sunny summer day. From the High Tatras, we continue our tour down the mountain and head further northeast to the small village of Hervatov, where I want to check out another UNESCO World Heritage Site, the St. Francis of Assisi wooden church of Hervatov. Hervatov is a small village with a population of only 500 people in the northeast of Slovakia. In historical records, the village was first mentioned in 1406. While the village itself is worth seeing, the highlight and main reason for a visit is the Church of St. Francis of Assisi, a Roman Catholic church which was built around 1500 entirely out of wood. It has beautiful frescoes inside, and while a visit of the interior is usually only possible with an appointment, I got lucky and the lady that holds the key was so kind to let me in. The church frame was built by German wood carpenters entirely out of wood, and without the use of a single nail or metal pins. It is a remarkable testimony of the ingenuity and craftsmanship of the settlers at the time and has survived over 500 years in astonishing condition. Some of the frescoes you can see inside still date back to that time.
It's very special because this church is Roman Catholic, but during 17th century it was used like Protestants. And this rich decoration is from Protestant time, so it's very unusual.
The Church of St. Francis of Assisi is only one out of many amazing wooden churches to be explored in this part of the world. If you want to learn more about the traditional culture of northeastern Slovakia and southern Poland, I recommend you check out one of the excellent open-air museums. The Skansen S&M, also known as the Museo Ukraińskiej Kultury in Svidnik, is a great place to do that. It is an outdoor museum with several houses from past centuries located just outside Svidnik. For only €1 per person, you get to see a great set of historic buildings such as a sawmill, a blacksmith shop, several farmhouses and barns, churches, a schoolhouse, fire station, and other buildings typically found in a Rusian village of the 18th and 19th century. Animals roam freely, so you may come into close contact with goats, sheep, and ponies, and a small restaurant allows visitors to sample some of the local food. Svidnik is only a stone throw away from Bardejov, our next stop on our Northern Slovakia tour. And what can I say? It's yet another must-see highlight. Bardejov is most famous for its completely intact medieval town center. The town is yet another one of UNESCO's World Heritage Sites in Slovakia and currently maintains a population of about 32,000 inhabitants. Bardejov was first mentioned in writing in the early 13th century, but likely predates this time. It is one of the oldest towns in Slovakia. Heavily fortified in the 14th century, the town became a center of trade with Poland. More than 50 guilds controlled the flourishing economy. Bardejov gained the status of a royal town in 1376 and continued to prosper until several wars, pandemics, and other disasters plagued the country in the 16th century. In the 18th century, the situation began to improve again when Slovaks and Hasidic Jews came into Bardejov in large numbers, rebuilt the burghers' houses, erected new churches and bridges, and established a Jewish quarter with a synagogue, slaughterhouse, and ritual baths. Today, Bardejov is mainly known for its authentic Old Town Square, which is an absolute must-see when in Slovakia. The impressively well-maintained medieval, Renaissance, and Gothic architecture has made Bardejov a popular tourist destination. The historic town center consists of a set of historical buildings that are enclosed by an almost continuous belt of town fortifications. The principal area of the historical core is the rectangular Radničné námestí square, skirted by rows of antique burgher houses with typical gable facades. Here you find museums, cafes, and shops, and the Roman Catholic Basilica of St. Egidius that is located in this northern section. It dates back to 1464 and was conceived as a majestic Gothic basilica with 3 aisles. Another really interesting building is the town hall, built in 1505. The lower part was built in the Gothic style, while the upper part was finished in the Renaissance style. This was the headquarters of Bardejov's city council and also the center of the town's economic, social, and cultural life. Today, it houses the Šáriš Museum Bardejov, one of the oldest and the biggest museums in Slovakia.
When you come to the northeastern part of Slovakia, definitely check out Bardejov. It's a beautiful medieval city, and I just love the town square here. It's one of the largest I've ever seen, I think. And one can get really a feel of medieval times when you're here.
When you visit the central square, watch out for the famous statue of the henchman, which invites for great pictures. Let's head to our last destination of our tour through Northern Slovakia. I'm going to visit Spiš Castle, which is located about a 75-minute drive southwest of Bardejov. Spiš Castle is a truly impressive and awe-inspiring landmark. The ruins of Spiš Castle form one of the largest castle sites in Central Europe. This massive fortification was built in the 12th century on the site of an earlier castle. It was the political, administrative, economic and cultural center of Spiš County of the Kingdom of Hungary. Before 1464, it was owned by the kings of Hungary. And Jan Szapolsky, the last king before the Habsburgs, was even born at the castle. It then changed hands with several wealthy noble families and was destroyed by a fire in 1780, which caused the castle to fall into disrepair. Since 1945, it is state-owned, and after partial reconstruction has now become a favorite with visitors from all over the world. As so many other sites we visited in the Slovakia travel video, it is included in the UNESCO list of World Heritage Sites. It also regularly serves as a film location. Famous movies such as Dracula and The Last Legion were filmed here. In the summer, visitors are invited to attend concerts and theater shows with a dramatic backdrop of the castle. As a special tip, try to go there in the late afternoon and during sunset, as the atmosphere is especially beautiful. When you are in the area, visit the Diocese of Spiš, the Spišská Kapitula, which is only a 5-minute drive away.
Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. And if you haven't done so yet, please check out my other videos on beautiful Slovakia and many other great travel destinations, and I hope I see you next video. Have a good one. Bye bye.